And welcome to NerdFlow Podcast, a podcast all about nerding out on everything in pop culture, from anything from video games, anime, TV shows, movies, you name it. We talk about it on NerdFlow Podcast. This is issue 147 of NerdFlow Podcast. On this week's show, we're going to be discussing for the main topic for the day. We're going to be discussing this Spider-Man controversy with the new Marvel Avengers game that's in beta starting this weekend. We're going to be touching on the return of G4. We're talking about some Halo Infinite, some XCloud and Stadia news in relation to iOS. So we're going to be touching on a lot of stuff this week. But first and foremost, we have social media sites. So you can go to Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and type in NerdFlow or NerdFlow Podcast. You can follow, like, whatever way they show for you to show us love on those social media platforms. And we also got Ask NerdFlow, and we also have NerdFlow Art. We do go around scouring the internet looking for the dopest cosplays, the dopest nerd art, and we will feature you on our community page and on our official Facebook page, and shout you out on our podcast. We do this once per month, and that'll be how NerdFlow Art will work. In addition to that, we also got a YouTube channel. We're making our way to 100 subscribers. I think we're at 75.
Oh,
75
now.
now. 75 subscribers. Need 25 more. So this show right now is live on Spreaker. So you can listen to the show live at 10 p.m. Central Time. We'll be rolling that time back to
9:30.
Yeah, I'm thinking about, like, it's going to be 9:30 Central, or you can just join the community page, which is the easiest way, and we'll post that link in there, and you can just click on it. It'll take you straight to the live feed for the show. So when you see that pop up in your Facebook notifications, you can join straight in. You can chat in the show. You can ask questions, all that good stuff through Spreaker. And we also have merchandise on teespring.com. We got face masks. We got T-shirts. We got the old throwback NerdFlow scratch logo on there as well. If you've been around and been with us for that long, go check it out. And we got superhero stuff affiliate program popping off. There's a special link in the description of the show. You click that link, it'll take you to superhero stuff. When you buy stuff and you check out, they give us a kickback that helps out the show. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So what's up, y'all?
What's good?
What's going on?
How y'all
Everybody
doing?
chilling, man. Chilling. Life is good.
Life
is good for now.
I'm negative, so that's a good thing. Done with that shit.
Yeah. Oh, good. Congratulations.
How's the wife?
You made it.
Yeah, she negative too. We
How's the
got.
wife?
She's doing good. We all got retested this week. My 6-year-old even went to go get tested, even though that crap. I'm put it this way. Anybody on here got tested for COVID before?
Yep. It wasn't as bad as people made it out to be.
Did they blood test you, or did they stick you up your nose?
Up my nose?
Bro, depending on who do it, my wife be like, "Oh, I didn't hurt that bad." No, man, that's one of them up your nose that make you want to just like cry like hard. So if you
Like into your brain.
They poked up.
Like,
man,
oh,
Jesus, the stories I hear
all the
about
way
that
up my-
going up your nose. Yeah, my 6-year-old didn't like it for sure. He just like
I can understand kids, but
leaned on my shoulder and just slowly started crying. I'm like, that's all right, man. I don't like stuff on my nose either.
Y'all know what? I could use nasal spray until I was an adult.
Yeah, I feel that. I couldn't either. I couldn't. Like, I used to see my mom do it or just relatives do it. I'm like, I can't do that. But being that I'm a person with allergy problems, I should have been doing it back then. Maybe I would have been a lot better than I am now when it comes to sinuses and all that good stuff. So, yeah, man, let's get into things. Let's kick it off with the return of G4 Network. How many of y'all used to watch G4? I know I did quite a bit.
I catch there once in a while, but the fact that it's on Pluto TV, when they moved to Pluto TV, because like I don't think our local cable carried it at one point.
Mm-hmm. Is it going to Pluto? Because I know when they dropped
it
the press
used to
release.
be on Pluto.
Oh, okay. It probably may have been like, so I'm wondering. So my question is with G4, I know IGN dropped the news for it. Like they broke the news on it. And so I was kind of wondering, like, did the company, maybe the parent company that owns IGN, did they revive it? I'm wondering like who revived it, who's going to be over it, that type of thing. Is it gonna? Are they gonna? I mean, I wonder. I mean, I know the personalities from that particular network are way older and doing bigger and better things than being a host, especially Olivia Munn. But I'm just wondering what it's gonna be like. I know professional wrestler Xavier Woods, who has he has a YouTube channel, Up Down Down, where he does like a lot of video game stuff. He is like campaigning to be a host for G4 Network. So yeah, I'm just wondering, are we gonna get? I wonder if we're gonna get a lot of the same stuff, because like the humor and just how they would sometime would rip into a game when it's like really bad. We gotta have that. We gotta have that when it comes to certain stuff like X-Play and stuff like that. So I'm just wondering, like, we gotta have those same elements, or it's not really gonna be the same, because people are gonna nostalgia, like I say, kills everything. So if it ain't the same or what I remember, then people just gonna shit all over it in a lot of cases. So all right, what we got?
They're probably just gonna do a lot of like esports stuff on there.
Really, that's what I was thinking.
That's
yeah.
well,
esports, a lot of events like that, or streaming stuff, new game news and shit like that.
Yeah, Disney. I mean, with them, it was all. I know with G4, it was always used to be about their reviews. They would do like lists and ranks and stuff like that. I know Disney tried to fill that void with what they have right now. They have these little shows called, what is a player select? I see my son, like, it'll come on when my son's watching something. I'm like, and they have like streamers that they've kind of affiliated themselves with doing it and stuff, like showing their gameplay and stuff like that. So it's like, okay, this doesn't interest me. I can just go to Twitch and watch this. But
right,
it's like, Disney, really? Y'all just y'all trying to jump into this pool that's not y'all area expertise at all?
I just don't think, I don't know, man, with Twitch and, YouTube, and I think that other, what's it called? Whatever that new service Spotify was going to come out with. I don't know if G4 is going to have a space. They're going to have to really provide some really unique content in order to be a
honestly,
major
with
player.
This day and age, I wouldn't be surprised if G4 just goes the Twitch route and just do like a around-the-clock channel via Twitch. Right.
Exactly.
And just run the content, like run the content 24 hours, 365 straight through Twitch.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like that's probably like the better option, better than trying to put money behind an app and trying to get a network to support you and all that stuff, because then when you deal with a network, you gotta pull a certain amount of ratings, and everybody says that I don't watch TV. So
Right.
So I'm wondering what it's gonna look like. So shoot, that's what IGN has done in this COVID time. I ain't never seen IGN so active on Twitch in my life.
Yeah, I mean they gotta do what they gotta do too, right?
Yeah.
COVID shit going on. But we'll see though. I don't know. Even though I play video games when I was little, I guess I couldn't afford cable like that. So I barely watched G4. When I was at my aunt's house and they had cable, I would watch it, but I would probably be playing video games more than I would be watching the channel. But we'll see.
Yeah, back then the only thing you had to worry about was, if your power was on. But now, which ain't a bad thing because you get the updates and stuff. But you pretty much gotta have internet in order to play your game.
Mm-hmm. My cousin, he had all the video. He had Sega Channel, 32X, all that. So I'll be over there just playing video games all day.
All right, dope. But anyway, what we got on Nvdia, man?
So Nvdia they are discontinuing their RTX 20 series cards. So like the 2060, the 2070, 2070 Ti, 2080, 2080 Super, or 2070 Super, 2080 Super, and 2080 Ti are rumored to be being discontinued because they're gearing up for this RTX 3080, the Ampere technology. So the rumor is it's September 17th. The 3080 and the 3080 Ti will be released, and then the following months, like October, the 3070 and the 3070 Super will be, or Ti will be released. So we'll see. Everybody thought
Does that
Jensen
mean
was
the 2080 Ti is gonna finally go down in price? Not over $1,000?
No, they're just discontinuing. But the funny part about it is, like the 2070 Super, those cars, the value actually went up by, I think they even said 3 or 8%. They're really holding strong. So all those people looking to sell off their cars to buy the new ones, oh, they'll probably be able to get,
They'll profit.
They'll profit. They'll get either what they paid or a little more for those cars if they're in good condition. So they're in a good position with that. Like I said, everybody thought Huang was going to announce when they had the Nvidia keynote a couple months ago that he was going to announce the cards, but he didn't. He just ended up announcing the Ampere technology, which is basically the technology that the cards are using. But yeah, rumored September 17th. So I got my fingers crossed. I'm hoping, rubbing Birdman palm rub. We'll see. Because this is gonna be, a crucial moment, because it's gonna be like the whole ray tracing and upscaling the DLSS 2.0. We're gonna see how it works. So we'll see.
I remember I used to go and buy new video cards and Nvidia cards just so I could play stuff like get better graphics and stuff like on Mugen and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But I haven't had just like a PC in so long. When I switched over to just going straight, laptop or notebook, like it just didn't, like when I custom build my laptop or something, I try to go ahead and get the best, video card that I can get within my price range. But I'm mostly gonna go with Nvidia anyway.
Nvidia is the way to go. And like with the laptop thing, it's just like you deal with the limitation of thermal throttling. When you build a PC, whether it be enthusiast or a workstation or whatever, you get that advantage of the thermals. Depending on what cooler you use. With a laptop, like the controversy when Apple released the MacBook Pros with the i9 chip. That they were thermal throttling. It was like a big deal. Like all of the tech computer YouTubers were like, I think what's this guy's name? Dave something. He was the first one to discover it. Then Linus Tech Tips and all the other guys picked it up. It was like, it was really thermal throttling hard. So, and it's not a lot of cooling solutions for laptops out there. It's kind of like you got the little things with the fans you put under them, but that really doesn't work like that.
No, it really don't.
Yeah,
but
so
see,
it was like,
if you're game, I don't really game on my laptop or nothing. So as far as cooling, it's never really been a problem with me. Cause like when I used to overclock my processors and stuff on my PCs, then that was a different thing. I had to make sure I had enough cooling. But like I haven't done stuff like that in a while. I didn't show up a lot of computers like that.
And I know for me, like, the laptops, they're real limited in the PCI lanes that they have. Like, I was using this Dell for streaming as my streaming laptop. And then, when I wanted to add another camera or something, it's like not enough PCI lanes. So I get a lot of stutter and sound crackle and, things like that. So, it depends on what you do. It depends on what you're doing with your device. But, if you can build a PC, I would say. But, laptops can't get the job done, too, so.
Build it piece by piece, man. Build it piece by piece.
Now, I just wondered, since we're talking about PC stuff, have y'all seen the new, this company, I forgot the name of the company, they're building PCs with video consoles built into the PC?
Yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah, I've been seeing that quite a bit lately, yeah.
Yeah, and, the prototype they sent one group of guys. I was watching on YouTube.
It's
It
called
had
Big
the-
O.
Yeah,
Origin PC.
Origin. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
it. Yeah, when
There it goes on the screen.
I follow those guys on YouTube. Yeah, I've seen them.
when they had the PlayStation 4, and the biggest problem was it wasn't enough fans to keep the PS4 cool, but it was a prototype. So they read an email from Big O said they're gonna add Origin saying they're gonna add Ethernet ports, more fans for cooling, and it's like that was the reason that they sent the prototypes out to get the opinions of people who's gonna like pretty much push it to the max.
Interesting. Yeah, I've seen Origin. I've been seeing a lot of people. I saw somebody shared a video this week of somebody's like nephew. I don't know if it was just like somebody they knew or whatever the case may be. I saw them saying somebody's like little nephew or whatever built a PC, built a unit, built a PC, but it had like the consoles, all the consoles in one. Smart young dude if he did that just straight off, just pulling parts out. Tell you that much. All right. Call of Duty. So the next Call of Duty title was leaked through a Doritos ad. It's supposed to be supposedly. It's a new what is it? I forgot what the title is. Is it like Black Ops Cold War?
Cold War.
Yeah.
Cold War.
Cold Wars.
So that got leaked, and I think even after that, the what is it? The cover art kind of came out as well, I believe, too. For this particular, they kind of got a sneak peek of the actual art and all that stuff. For the gamers, what do y'all? I mean, so okay, I got a question about with COD in a sense of from the battle royale.
Man, don't do that no more.
What?
Do not call it COD no more. Please don't do that no more.
Why?
Like
Just say
saying
COD or something. Just
It's
don't.
COD.
It's COD.
Don't.
It's COD.
bro. What do you mean?
It's COD.
God.
Lord.
Would you scared of the fish, COD? What's going on?
No,
bro?
I like COD. But at the same time, like
So-
it almost sounds trifling.
That's
Oh
what they call it.
Lord. But my question is like, okay, so what do y'all think about? They've come out with 2 battle royales in these 2 releases. You got Warzone, and shoot, what's the hell the other one called? I don't even know. Forgot what the other one was on Black Ops.
Like, what was it? I forgot myself.
Yeah, I know what I ain't even. I played my Black Ops 4 like 3 times because like the people I played with everybody was moving to BR, so
It was called Blackout, actually.
Blackout.
yeah, Blackout.
So it's like, so I'm wondering, like, are they gonna come out with another? Are they gonna come out with another one?
Remember we talked about a couple episodes. They were gonna like start doing I think it's gonna, speculation is gonna remain Warzone, but they're gonna start tying in all of the storylines into it. Remember we were talking about
Yeah, I
that?
remember you saying that. Yeah, I was wondering.
Yeah,
I know that
so-
nobody's really like said too much about it because I was like, man, y'all gonna overpopulate the market with these y'all freaking BRs, man. Just you say you're segmenting your audience for one and splitting them because you got some people like, for example, like Young, that's like a Black Ops player, likes the way it feels, like the way they do a lot of behind the scenes stuff that makes the Black Ops games what they are. So it's kind of like you're gonna jack up your community, like having more than one BR and all this stuff. So I was just wondering about that.
Like after Fort, like I had gotten to Fortnite for a while, and I'm not a BR player. Like just put me
They're
in.
not for everybody.
Yeah, they're
Yeah,
not for
just
everybody.
put me in the PvP mode, and I'm good to go.
I will say this
Yeah.
though, for anybody that hasn't been on a Fortnite game since the beginning, since like season 1 or 2, Oh, it's definitely different. There's like rumble modes or like a deathmatch type
They
thing.
got cars in there now, don't they?
Yeah,
They got cars.
they just announced the joyride update thing is what it's called when I saw the trailer this week. So yeah, they just added cars into it. I mean, they're really they're competing. They're competing. As far as product that's competing with them is Warzone. So they had to do it at some point. Like Apex doesn't need it. The sliding alone is enough to traverse the map on Apex. So they ain't never got to worry about vehicles.
And yeah, you can just jump anywhere and you fall and no fall damage.
Zip line and all that stuff. So you don't
zip
really,
lining. So yeah.
Yeah, so you don't really.
And their map to scale isn't as large as a Warzone.
Yeah. So,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's one thing they don't need. But yeah, I was kind of surprised. I think Fortnite new season starts in about a week or two. I think it's sometime in August or something like that. New Super Saiyan 4 form for Dragon Ball Z Super. What's up with that, yeah?
So the rumor is that first they're going to do the Super Saiyan Blue, Super Saiyan 3. And then they gonna go beyond that. So it's gonna be Super Saiyan 4. The look of it kind of looks like Super Saiyan 4 from GT, but it's just like a lot more doper. Let's just put it that way to bite off dope name. And I'm just excited. I'm just ready to see it because you had just this one sketch out. Well, not a sketch. It was pretty much the whole rendering of it, and I'm just excited to see it live action. I know it's gonna be in the manga soon because they fighting Moro, and Moro is just pretty much giving them the business. But I think it's gonna be in the next arc because I think Goku and Vegeta finna get ready to fuse to fight Moro. So 9 times out of 10 when they fuse, that's pretty much game over for whoever they fighting. So, but in other anime news, I got a whole list of stuff. So Inuyasha spinoffs drops first trailer and reveals cast and will debut October 3rd, 2020. So I already got that in my calendar. Beastars Season 2 is set for January 2021. Sushi Sumo Picture Book gets a TV anime for April 2021. Crunchyroll adds Strike the Blood OVAs Hakabu anime film to catalog. Netflix posted a trailer for Agretsuko Season 3 anime. Watako Love is Hard for Watako manga gets a new anime episode. If you never read the manga, it's pretty much one of those lovey-dovey, ecchi animes. Well, mangas, which is going to turn into...
Taco. What the hell? The title sometimes be like, what the hell? But okay.
Peach Boy Riverside manga, a reimagining of Folktale, gets a TV anime next July. And we got Ikitozen Elfin Live Studio declares bankruptcy. That's not uncommon for an anime studio. Shonen Jump teases One Piece manga is headed towards final arc. So after 2,637 episodes and issues, One Piece may be coming to an end. Which is probably why Ace is getting the spinoff. So voice actor Toshiko Seki tests positive for coronavirus. He's stable but was hospitalized Tuesday. He plays the voices of Ruka Sensei, Senketsu and Kill la Kill, Legato and Trigun, Duo Maxwell and Gundam Wing, and his more recent roles include Muzen Kibutsuji and Demon Slayer, Aleister Crowley, and a certain Magical Index 3. And the studio that works on Dragon Ball Super is currently working on Dragon Quest anime set to air in October. So if you ever played the Dragon Quest games, it's being turned into an anime to debut in this October.
Okay, I'm digging the Dragon Quest.
And I don't know if any of y'all seen it, but season 4 of Seven Deadly Sins dropped.
Yep, I saw the notification on my Netflix.
So the art style is a little different. Like the lines are softer, the eyes are softer, but like the storyline is progressing. Like my only problem with it is I hate the way this season ended because I like that it's gonna get a fifth season, but I hate when the season left on a cliffhanger because it takes so long for animes to get made. So you'll pretty much have to go watch all of season 4 over by the time that the anime gets made for Netflix, because it's a Netflix original. So it's being classified as a Netflix original. So you'll have to go back, watch season 4 by the time Netflix drops season 5, if they drop season 5.
Dang. Yeah, that's how I feel about the I had commented about, I haven't finished watching, which I gotta finish watching, the Transformers War for Cybertron anime that came out on Netflix. It's like I looked at it and I'm like, bro, 6 episodes for real? I feel like I should just wait till season 2 come out. Like, I don't even want to. That's how they did me with freaking Castlevania. You give me 6 episodes. Like, you just want to see if it's good or not, and then just like bounce. That's one thing I don't like about Netflix doing animes. Like, give me.
Just go ahead, finish the arc, and then move to the next season.
Yes. Like, I'm pretty sure the arc is not finished in 6 episodes for this Transformers War Cybertron. I know it's not. It's gonna leave me on a freaking cliffhanger. And a climax at the very end, and just gonna like cut off.
I mean, I guess the way it ended, kind of like ended that arc, like the battle for Cybertron, the beginning. Well, like they ain't show the beginning of the war, but the end of towards the ending of the war. And I mean, when they went through the Stargate, we know where they're headed. If you've been following Transformers for any amount of time, you know they headed to Earth.
Right.
So, we just gonna see. I think it's gonna be like a lot of in between Cybertron and Earth. So, we're gonna see where they go from there. But I just hope the next season of it is at least 12 episodes, 10 to 12
hopefully
episodes.
they make it. What was the season 2 of how long was Castlevania the second season?
Second season,
or was it the third that was longer than everything else?
I think the second season was longer than everything else. I think the third season was short too.
Oh, really? Yeah. Okay. I was wondering. I'm like, dude, like for real, y'all need to. I know it take y'all a long time to draw this stuff, but just take more time to give me more episodes. I'll wait if I'm gonna just get a longer season. Like if I'm waiting this long already, we're gonna wait forever for season 2. So it's like, come on now. Let's see here. Is Snap on? Where's Snap at?
Yeah, he's here.
Snap, where you at, man?
I know damn well they ain't in the game. They're in the game.
What?
What?
I was like, I see dead people. What?
I'll watch it. Like, Dope guy. I didn't know that move was in the game, so I'm tomorrow I'll be making a purchase.
What?
Of in Dragon Ball Fighter Fighter Z.
You getting Ultra Instinct?
Huh?
You gonna get Ultra Instinct Goku?
Yeah, I'll be making that purchase. and be getting hurt, and I be getting Kefla just so I can spend my time doing that move.
It's understandable, man.
Pretty much the greatest Kamehameha in all of history.
Oh heck yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. Yep.
That's my boy sucked on.
But I've heard my name being called. What's up?
Yes, sir. Has this Japanese roundtable passed, or is it?
Yes, it has. Yes, it has. So basically, what this Japanese roundtable was, it was basically just a bunch of the big names, except for Capcom, having this big roundtable, pretty much like a talk, and in it came with a lot of announcements of current fighting games. Actually, starting with the company that makes DOA. Apparently, and this really shocked me. They surpassed 3 million copies and they sold worldwide. Again, that is a very shocking thing to hear.
In the States, for real?
DOA, most people buy. I'm gonna tell you why most guys buy DOA.
We know why they buy DOA, brother. No reason how they made the movie the way they made it.
Oh, okay.
And why they made that volleyball game.
So, but yeah, apparently because of that, they're gonna be selling season pass of all their DLC content. It's gonna be on sale from the 5th of this month to the 18th in celebration of the fact that they sold 3 million copies worldwide. As far as SNK, they're gonna have a Samurai Showdown Season 3 pass that went into development already. Capcom, they actually did their own thing for Street Fighter. Actually,
yeah, they announced it's the new season of the. I posted in the group. Yeah, season 6.
Bandai Namco season. Well, not my bad. Excuse me. Soul Calibur is going to be getting a new DLC fighter in Setsuka. She's actually a very interesting character. If you haven't seen her trailer, go check her out. She's actually very interesting, especially in Soul Calibur. As far as my favorite game, we're going to be getting a season 4 in Tekken, in which we're going to be getting new character moves, brand new ranking system in terms of the online gameplay. And speaking of that, they're going to be making enhancements online, and they announced this new thing called Tekken Prowess, which is actually very new. It shows just a stat number, but there's no telling where it comes from exactly. And finally, there was a slight tease of a new or old returning character. Many people believe, just like me, could be Kunimitsu. If you're a fan of Tekken, you know who she is. If not, if you ever play Soul Calibur, you know of a character named Yoshimitsu. Mm-hmm. He's in Tekken 2, and think of Kunimitsu as an evil, well, not evil, just a bad version of him. But all I ask is Jun Kazama cannot be in this damn game. Please do not make a DLC. But anywho,
so question
as far as
are you coming out of retirement?
See, I actually been out of retirement, and I had no choice because apparently somebody asked for a one-on-one. Somebody just said, "Please don't do this. Just make some content, please." And I'm like, "All right, you know what?
I mean, like, one me, bro."
So you basically just took a break, right?
I wanted to take an indefinite break from the game, but apparently that was not going to happen. But nonetheless, all those who wants to know anything, yeah, I wanted to retire, but people wouldn't let me. So, but I don't take it as a bad thing because now I have a season 4 update coming, and that's pretty cool. Arc System actually has something. The people who made Guilty Gear, they're going to be having a new character. I'm trying to see if I can get his name right. Nagoriyuki. He's a futurist samurai. And also, if you're a fan of Guilty Gear and you know of a character named Leo Whitefang, he's going to be as a part of the DLC for Guilty Gear that's going to be coming out. And also, there was announced for Tekken and Soul Calibur fans, there will be an online tournament, actually. From how it seems, basically, they're going to be doing sections of, I guess, the country or world, but this was supposed to be something like Tekken World Tour, where there was a tournament going around the whole world. It culminated at, I think, Japan late in the year. But this is going to be the place. This is going to take the place of it because of the whole pandemic that's going on. But they will officially, if you're interested in joining, you can sign up at the official website. And when you sign up, you can see your region, where you're at in the world. I'm tempted to actually play this game, but the date of it may
conflict with something.
It involves a person who I put a ring on. So
Yeah. Auto veto right there, brother.
It's her day, so yeah, that kind of, I don't know. I'm making, if it's on the day before, then that's probably fine. But if it's day of, no go. But for those who are interested, yes, please go to the official website for Tekken and Soul Calibur to sign up. And like I said, make sure you look into your region, because they are going to be doing it, going, I guess, based off of that wherever you are in the world, whether you're on the West Coast, East Coast. You'll see your region where you're at, and once you go there, just sign up for it. So far, I say that's pretty much it. That's what we really got from the Japanese fighting game roundtable. My opinion of everything, like I said, they were very great. Kind of, it would have been better if it was a big crowd, because it would have been so much more noise. But like I said, I was impressed with everything that was announced. Like I said, I really want to know who was that character at the end, but I just have a feeling I know who it is. But I'll discuss that at another time. Be on the lookout for it.
All right, cool, Snap. Appreciate it. Let's see here. Halo Infinite. So talked about Halo Infinite. When Halo Infinite was announced during the Xbox showcase, there was some rumors around the multiplayer saying it would launch later on, which kind of more gives a little bit more leeway to the fact that 343 actually came out and officially said that Halo multiplayer will be free to play, which is something that's just unheard of, because it's like, let's be honest here, for all of us that played Halo or liked Halo in the general sense, you played Halo because of the multiplayer for the most part once you got done with the campaign. So right. I guess since Halo Infinite is supposed to be, and they didn't really kind of pitch it that way in their trailer, which I felt like they should have. It's supposed to be this world you continue to return to, kind of like a Destiny, kind of like a Division and stuff like that, but it's not really a lot of loot. It's not really like loot based, from what I understand. It's not, unless they change something, but that's kind of like what it's supposed to be like. So I'm like, okay, why should I mean, I guess because it's on Game Pass, it didn't really freaking matter at this point. I mean, if it was in a different, I guess if it was in a different era of games where it's like, to buy the game itself, you would, in a sense, if multiplayer is free to play, then why should I buy the core game? I mean, if that's really, right. I mean, if multiplayer is all you really care about, that's kind of, I felt that was kind of like a weird move from them to do that. Any thoughts on that from any of the gamers?
I think it's just exposure, right?
Pretty much.
I mean, everybody wants a free to play game, apparently.
You know what I mean? Because what they're gonna do is they're gonna, or unless they announce against it, is microtransactions more than likely.
Yeah.
Buy this, buy that, and that's where they're gonna make their money. Because if you gotta pay $60, you know, you might not even. Be more...
most of this is exclusive for Xbox, so all the exclusives come to Game Pass, so it's $10.
Well, yeah, right. Well, I mean, if you gotta pay anything, you might not be that inclined to to buy anything extra. But I think they're just probably gonna milk the microtransactions. I mean, that's just my speculation on the whole thing. But
I don't say do that, because I mean, think about, okay, I only spent $10 for the membership for Xbox Game Pass, and then what I normally would have spent $64, depending on where you stay in your tax and your taxes and all that good stuff. I spent $65 after taxes. I got, a little bit more to play with. I don't mind doing some, then right. At that point, it's like, I don't mind doing some microtransactions. This is going to be, if you're like a true diehard Halo fan, you're going to dump additional $50 into microtransactions at that point, if that's the route they go.
Yeah. Because I've caught myself doing that on a couple of free to plays, like buying some skins here and there. So I mean, I can see why they would do that, make it free.
Yeah, it's gonna be. I'm wondering what this Halo Infinite is gonna be like. I'm really wondering. I mean, for the most part, like I said, with the gameplay, it's what we expect from Halo. I get that part. I'm just wondering, like, they kind of really gotta, before it launches, they really gotta like dive in a little bit more into the gameplay and stuff like that to kind of sell me more on it. because Halo 5 kind of like took the taste of Halo out of a lot of people's mouths and they moved on to other stuff.
I like the multiplayer in Halo 5.
Well, I'm saying like the game itself and
The
stuff
ga-
like
well-
that. Like the
Yeah,
core
well, I didn't even
campaign.
finish the campaign. I played a little bit of the campaign. I was like, oh, screw this. Let me just get right into the multiplayer.
Yeah, I played a shit ton of Firefight. I like I probably like Firefight more than anything in that game.
Yeah.
Let's see here. XCloud and Stadia. So along with Game Pass in September, I didn't get notes on like the actual date because they actually revealed the date of when it's going to launch. XCloud is going to launch. But a lot of people were wondering because when they put out the press release for XCloud, they only said Android phones and Android tablets. And a lot of people were wondering because they just did a beta for iOS and for XCloud, and they actually shut it down early, which a lot of people found kind of weird because it still has some time left on it, the XCloud. And so I know a lot of people probably still been wondering because Stadia's been out for a hot minute, and people still waiting on the Stadia for like iOS. So come to find out, is that I guess iOS's or Apple's terms and conditions, they do not allow cloud gaming apps on their store.
Because of the guidelines, they can't vet the games like they would do normally. Like, so if you have like a really violent game, I guess, on XCloud or Stadia, like they can't properly vet it like they would, on their platform.
Wouldn't it be? I mean, I would just, in my mind, I'm thinking XCloud, for example, and Stadia. It's like remote play.
Yeah.
That's literally what it is. So what terms and conditions would you give a remote desktop app or PlayStation remote play app, which I use quite a bit on my tablet and phone for the PlayStation? Like, well, how do you decide, how do you do that? Because it's being used, remote play on the PlayStation is using in the same pretenses that XCloud and Stadia are being used.
Now, answer this, do they get, if a game charges microtransactions on iOS, does Apple get a cut?
No.
Oh, okay.
At least it's because they wouldn't even. I don't think they wouldn't even slap in-app purchases on XCloud because it's just all XCloud is just a client. It's literally all it is. It's just a client that you're using to access your library of Xbox games because it's piggybacking off of your Xbox is kind of like how they describe it's kind of like a server or kind of like a hub for your stuff. That's
funny. Not to cut you off, because remember that whole Shadow PC thing.
Mm-hmm.
I had it at one point in time before I even built the PC, and I was playing Overwatch on my iPhone through the Shadow app. So I don't know why that was a weird turn. I can't speculate as to why they would do something like that.
Yeah, I find it kind of weird too because I don't know, and Dope may remember. You remember OnLive, right? From back in the day, that got bought up. That's how OnLive and what's the name of the other service? It's the service that Sony bought to make PS Now. The company, I can't think of the name of it. But the company,
I know GameFly had one.
Yeah, GameFly had one. But the company that bought OnLive is the same company. When the company that consumed OnLive, that company got consumed by PlayStation, which how we got PS Now. And OnLive was on iOS at one point, I believe, if I remember correctly. So it was like, how they get by? Because they had a similar, because that's what OnLive was almost legit the first kind of online like streaming service for video games. That's what XCloud is trying to be. So I'm just wondering, like, what changed or what happened? Or I feel like it's gonna happen at some point. They can't. Microsoft's gonna have to push on it probably more than Google has been pushing on it, or they're gonna have to get together and push on it. Because that's a lot of clients you're missing out on. And Apple's gonna have to cave at some point with it for it to be a success. It ain't that many options. I mean, I like Android as a user as well, but some people that just ain't gonna cave and just go buy an Android device.
So now with the Note 20, I think you get a subscription to. You get some type of Xbox subscription.
It's probably XCloud. They have a nice like grip made for it that's really nice. That has like the Xbox logo and all that stuff on it.
Yeah, you got the Xbox joystick, and it connect like the grip holds your phone, and it connects to the Xbox joystick, and you can pretty much play like your Xbox on your Note 20 Plus.
Yeah, I've seen that. I've seen that grip. That grip is super nice. But yeah, I'm just wondering about that though.
They said here it said our customers enjoy great apps and games from millions of developers, and gaming services can absolutely launch on the App Store as long as they follow the same set of guidelines applicable to all developers, including submitting games individually for review and appearing in charts and search. In addition to the App Store, developers can choose to reach all iPhone and iPad users over the web through Safari and other browsers on the App Store. That was from Ars Technica. So I don't know. They said they want to level the playing field for developers. That's pretty much the statement that Apple sent to Business Insider.
Okay, yeah, because they hurting Stadia as well, man. Because Stadia, that's the only Stadia app you got on iOS is just a client to if you need you want to add a game to your Stadia library, and that's really what you can do. That's the only thing you can do with the Stadia app on iOS at this point. Robert Pattinson. What we got about that?
So, Robert Pattinson tried to sneak off set for the Batman audition. And he did this interview with the Irish Times that he had to sneak away from the TENET set to go to his audition for Batman. So, this dude tried to lie to Christopher Nolan and say he had a family emergency.
Dang.
And as soon as he said that, he's like, "You doing the Batman audition, aren't you?" And he's like, "Well, damn. Okay." Like, how are you going to try and lie to the guy who pretty much put Batman back on the map? That's what I'm trying to say.
That's funny. I did that at work plenty of times. Like, oh yeah, I gotta.
Robert Pattinson like trying to get this your money.
trying to apply for another job. It's like I got something to take care of.
So he said, as soon as he said family emergency, he just busted him out like right then and there. He's like, "You doing the Batman audition, aren't you?" He's like, "Well, damn, yeah." And so,
like
just imagine trying to lie to your boss about something he already know.
Exactly.
Right. Because you got to think about it. In Hollywood, everybody talks. So I would think that he would probably know when the auditions were going down already.
Even if they change the name of the set, you can't get away with it. Somebody gonna know.
So dumb.
And rumors always sneak out too about who's auditioning or who is, who's being looked at for this particular role. So come on.
Like, I was eyeing it a little bit, and I changed my mind, and then I tried it again.
Arcad's also joked about Young gonna like this.
Here we go.
Here we go.
His biggest challenge that he faced was working with John David Washington, saying that pairing them during the film action scenes made him start shaping up.
See, he lifting weights, man.
So,
oh man,
I have no negative comments.
You don't have no comment at all.
But listen, hold on, there's more. Said when running on screen paired with John David, who is an ex-NFL player. Like, I didn't even know that. This dude was an NFL player. Now he acting. And then Denzel Washington.
Denzel Washington.
Yes.
And then he played a wide receiver on the show Ballers.
Ballers,
Yeah.
Ballers, yes, but I never knew he actually played in the NFL.
Yeah, I didn't either.
Me either.
Like that's how
He
you
said
know.
he lies now. He said in the beginning he used to lie about
Say he
his
used to be a
last name and
construction
everything.
worker.
Yeah, he was saying like he was.
Yeah, because he
construction
said
worker.
he didn't want to live off his dad's legacy. He wanted to
Yeah.
do it on his own. I remember hearing something about that.
But he said, yeah, working with that dude was so unfair because his maximum workout was like a casual stroll, and John David could like run all day long.
Dang.
So he out there huffing and puffing while he's sprinting on them.
Oh boy, I was finna say something, but I said I'm not gonna say anything negative. I'm not gonna be the old dude on the
You might as well say it now.
Exactly.
Nope.
That's how he shoot. That's how he got that ballers roll. Shoot, freaking straight off the field. Straight.
I ain't had nothing to say about John David.
Oh no, I know.
Oh, we know.
No, we know who you got to. Look, the history of this show shows that we know who you about to talk about.
I'm not finna say nothing.
That's cool.
Nope.
All right. What we got? We got Marvel Studios back to work.
Yes, Marvel has started back production on Falcon and Winter Soldier, Loki, and Spider-Man 3. They should be filming in Atlanta in about 2 weeks. So this is great news on all the Marvel fans. Everybody get hyped back up.
Finally filming Phase 4 now. Jesus.
Well, Tink, you know, I'm happy for this news, but I got one question.
What's that?
Okay, we still in a pandemic.
Right.
How is filming going to affect the fact that when you're getting extras,
Right.
like you don't know like who's going to walk on set with like a mask or anything? Are they going to be able? Do you think they're going to be able to like, keep that away?
Well, how it works here, like it's like when I get my nails done, they check my temperature immediately before I even walk in the shop. So
that's a lot of people though when you're working with extras though.
It's a lot.
I know. Well, another thing that I've seen, like a lot of high end industries and stuff like that. I'll give a good example is like professional wrestling. They have like the rapid tests, so they tend to either they know who they're gonna hire, like say for example for extra. Okay. They probably have to go get tested.
Yeah.
And then they'll have those results by the time it's time to film. And they probably may have backups or whatever just in case if somebody does, test positive or whatever. And that may be the way they're doing it. I mean, movie studios got the money to get these rapid tests that you can get the results back in a couple hours.
Right.
So that's what I'm pretty sure. But I mean, with they're getting ready to film for these because I know Tom Holland, because he was actually this whole time this summer he's been filming the Uncharted movie. And so I know he was asked about when he said there was a delay with Spider-Man 3. This was maybe like a month ago. So glad they're getting ready to get ready to shoot Spider-Man 3. I was about to say Spider-Man 4. So
there's a lot of movies that they said they were supposed to be starting back production. Like when they started their rumor saying they were going to get ready to go to London and start like the Little Mermaid filming. But Halle is still in America, I believe.
Yeah, that's part of the problem too. With like if you American and you're trying to get into these other places where they like you block, bruh. So it really just depends on how they work that out. There's another thing I wanted to bring up, and I just thought about it before we get to the main topic. I was like really shocked when The Rock and his ex-wife, and I think the name of the other company is Red Capital, they bought the XFL because Vince McMahon straight up like he had to bankrupt it like a month into the season.
I really did not want you to step in this pool right now, man. No, Lord. But I will say this: with The Rock being somebody who played football before,
yeah,
as opposed to an old man who
wants to do storylines in football.
No, he will never. He has some type of juice or something, or kid's blood, whatever. He has something to keep him alive currently as we speak, but does not know anything about football. At least with somebody like I said, The Rock, who played football before for college, it would at least be a lot better, and at least in better hands. Honestly, I don't see too much of a problem with it. Because Vincent tried this twice now.
He's tried it twice, and COVID stopped him. Because I know a lot of people in the wrestling circle and wrestling fans were hoping that a lot of us were hoping it was going to be a success, which it would take him away from WWE because he's been the problem with a lot of things, and how if you ever listening to the investor calls that he has, how he kind of shifts the blame on certain stuff. Like, no, nigga, it's you. It's you. Nobody else. You old. It's you.
You can't tell old people nothing, man. I'm just gonna let you know that right now.
Especially a 70-year-old billionaire, can't tell them nothing.
Which is why it's better for any of the wrestling friends out there, you can quote me right now if you want. Just watch NXT or AEW. Maybe SmackDown every now and then, but NXT and AEW and Ring New Japan, my bad. Just watch them. As far as the main roster shows,
it's a hit miss. A lot of times, it's a hit miss.
Oh honestly. My God!
It's really what it come down to.
Raw on the ground.
We gonna talk about that. The jury's still out on that. I don't know what
2020. Let it happen.
Know what that was. I thought it was for a whole second when they kept showing the freaking door. I thought it was a faction that's about to bust out this mud. Like, no, this is a whole nother underground thing. These boys doing freaking Fight Club in the back.
Well, it's been a turn to the brawl fall again. I'm just gonna laugh. Probably I shouldn't, but it's just gonna be.
Well, this is the concept that Shane. This is the concept that Shane wanted originally, though. He wanted like an MMA version of. He wanted an MMA league within WWE. So I guess this is kind of sort of his kind of way of getting what he wants. But we'll see.
No, it ain't. I'm just gonna be honest. It's just not. It's not. This. I don't even think Shane even wants to be there anymore.
I don't know. That caught me. That was left field when I saw that because I was streaming before it went off, and I was like, I was going through my YouTube feed. It caught me off guard. So, all right. So, main topic of tonight: Marvel Avengers game will be coming out September 4th. And this week they announced that Spider-Man will be an exclusive character coming to the PS4 version of Marvel Avengers. And so the internet reacted, as they always do, especially Twitter. And so people were upset. I was reading my timeline, just different comments like, oh, this sucks. And I read one comment, anti-consumerism. First of all,
Sony owns Spider-Man.
That was the initial argument that I put out there is like, they own Spider-Man, and then a lot of people started speculating. Well, what's Xbox going to get and what's PC going to get? They ain't gonna get nothing because they don't own a movie studio. That's the first thing. So it's like y'all, Dynamic. What's it called? What's the name of the company? Can't think of it. I know it's Square, but it's under a different. It's the people that do the Tomb Raider game. I can't think of the name right now. But yeah, so it's under. They have a Marvel license from Disney/Marvel. Disney/Marvel don't own Spider-Man, so therefore, why would you? I even speculated if Spider-Man probably might not even be in the game. So for them to, get it, I mean, that's just a plus if you're on PlayStation. I mean, at this point, it's like people tend to act like that. Xbox started this whole thing with buying exclusives, and when they came out with the 360, man, it's like every single game from the PS2 era that we love, from Grand Theft Auto to Final Fantasy, they bought their way onto the Xbox 360. That's just what it was. That was the leadership that was around at the time. That was the business strategy that they came up with, was to pay for exclusives. Call of Duty through the 360 era had got I can't count how many commercials you would see on Xbox where it says first on Xbox 360.
Cause I was thrilled when I saw Tomb Raider and Crash on Xbox.
Right.
It was just like those were strictly Sony exclusives. Like those were the building blocks that made PlayStation what it was.
Right.
And when I saw it went to Xbox, I was just like, what has happened? Until, you know, I started seeing like those companies, you know, Xbox had bought into those companies. Well,
yeah.
Microsoft.
Yeah, and they paid for it. And so people tend to forget, like, this current crop of, like, gamers in this generation of the PS4 and Xbox One, they tend to forget that was a thing. And you got to think, okay, Sony is really just getting their payback. They did the same strategy that y'all did to them. Because they didn't buy anything. They were creating original IPs over on PlayStation. So they didn't really feel the need to have to buy any titles or buy extra content to make people come to their console first or to play something on their console first. Microsoft started that, not PlayStation. They were fine. They didn't do that. But so come PS4, Xbox One generation, guess what PlayStation's doing? They're paying for extra content. They're paying for extra stuff, like on games like Destiny 2, Call of Duty. You get certain stuff on there first, and so they're doing the same. It's the same business practice that Microsoft started. But people want to be like on this train of, oh, let's be together, let's play together. No. We got to wipe the slate clean first. Y'all got to get payback first before we can even start over again.
And then you know what the thing is, even though Xbox tried to pull their getting exclusive stuff, they still didn't outsell PlayStation.
No, they didn't. And if you look at from a sales standpoint, from the PS3 and 360, they were leading for majority of the generation. But if you look at the numbers now, PS3 still outsold them.
Yep.
I mean, y'all remember back? I forgot which number Soul Calibur that was, but each console had an exclusive character.
That was Soul Calibur 2.
Like I think Nintendo had Link.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Nintendo had Link.
Xbox had Spawn.
Somebody had Xbox had Spawn, and PlayStation had Cloud, right?
No.
Heihachi.
Yep, Heihachi. Yeah, so it's like, I mean, that's, you know, this is nothing new.
Yeah, it's really nothing new. I know a lot of people in, you know, gaming publications saying like, oh, that's bad for business. But I mean, this generation's not over yet. Let's talk about this in the next generation when we got the PS5 and the Xbox Series X. Let's talk about it then. If it's still something that's going on, then okay. But
I know
this is payback.
The Xbox Series X, I know I trashed that game, but I saw something recently that just made me appreciate the hardware, the assembly of the game. There is, like, other than taking the back off the game, when it comes to the components of the game, there are no screws. The whole way you assemble the game is lining up the boards along I can't think of the proper name, but you know how you line the board up and you put it down on the little round things or whatnot. I can't think of the proper name right now, but it's entirely magnetic. Every piece that it stacks up like a tower, hence how long the game is. But like all the components are magnetic and they just attach to each other. None of the inside components have screws in them. And I really appreciated that because as somebody who builds and repairs computers, you know, don't you know how much time that would save a technician if all, you know, systems came like that where everything is magnetic?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, and same thing with Apple. I used to be Apple repair technician, and they streamlined their logic boards to where the RAM is on it already. You know what I mean? So it's just like, if it goes bad, you just gotta put a new, you know, logic board. The only thing that was separated from the ones I was,
because it costs more to buy a new logic board than to do the buy a RAM chip.
Right. But that, I mein, in this era of disposable electronics, that's just the way they're moving. It's like you're gonna have to be specialized to fix it. Yeah. So I mean, they're building, and some even have just like the memory built in them as well. You just got to upgrade everything. The only thing that was separate was the actual audio part, I think, or video board. It was bridged onto the regular logic board. But yeah, but it was easier though. I mean, for us to just fix it like that.
I mean, when I worked for IBM, I started before I made supervisor there. I started off as a regular technician, and true enough, I mean, I could just disassemble an IBM computer in like 5 minutes and put it back together. And once you got everything separated, get the new parts and put it back together in about 5 minutes. But it was just if everything was magnetized, you know what I'm saying? My days went by, like being a technician for IBM, my days went by faster when I was a tech. When I became a supervisor and all the thing I had to do was walk around and, make sure everybody was doing their job, go to meetings and paperwork, my day slowed down completely. Like going to work at 4 o'clock in the morning and getting off at 6 o'clock, like that just 6 o'clock in the evening, that just made my day go by horribly slow. I would just be like,
that's a long ass shit, bro.
I mean, as a supervisor, what I'm saying, I had to be there early, prep for the team meeting, all that type, and
be there before everybody leave, and be there before everybody leave after everybody.
Pretty much, yeah.
The only drawback to that though is it makes it harder on if you don't. So say you do know about how to fix computers or whatever, and you're trying to fix it. They may make it proprietary where you have to go through them, just like Apple, to get the parts. So it'll make it harder for third-party technicians to make a living because they have to go through the vendor, and the vendor may not release those parts to them. So you have to go straight to them to get your stuff fixed, and it's gonna cost you an arm and a leg.
Right, and see, I learned that when people started bringing me MacBooks. When I had my shop, people would bring me MacBooks, and I
couldn't do nothing with them.
I had to call Apple to get the toolkit, and I had to just go through so much red tape, and you got to get a certification and all that just to get the toolkits and buy parts.
Yep.
Because I didn't want to buy secondhand stuff because I wanted to make sure my customers was getting new stuff put in there. And that's I had already preferred PCs over Macs, but that just really just threw me over the edge and just I'm pretty much never buying a Mac.
So with the Marvel Avengers game, I know nobody here has played it as of yet. Who's playing next weekend? I know I am.
I won't be able to.
It'll be open. I mean, it'll be open because next week is the PS4 open beta, but of course it runs weekend to weekend. So the only thing they're kind of slowly just PS4 will be wide open next weekend, and then the following week I think it's PC and Xbox, and then of course PS4 will be back open again because they'll patch whatever issues that they have from the following or whatever feedback they get. I think this weekend the feedback was that multiplayer was being kind of janky, like being able to invite and match up and stuff like that was taking a super long time to match up.
I mean, me personally, I won't be able to play because I'll be working 7 days a week, doing the census, and I'll have to walk from house to house, and by the time I get done doing that and come home, I'm not going to want to play a game. I'm probably just going to want to shower, get something to eat, and go to sleep.
Oh, one thing I was going to say, though, about the whole Spider-Man exclusive, if those libraries exist with Spider-Man on there, that PC community, man, there's some beast modders out there.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be, if they open it up.
We might get Spider-Man on PC, too, so I ain't
too worried. If they open it up and people can get into the game and do something, I know I forgot they announced Hawkeye as one of the first characters. We know Spider-Man. I'm hoping for, if we get Spider-Man, would they just pour more salt in the wound if they give us Miles too?
Yeah, I mean that's what I'm saying. Is the possibilities are endless. They, PC mod, you might get a Miles.
Yeah,
I
You
just
might
feel
get
like
a
if
Spider
you want
Gwen. You
to
don't know.
if you want to squash all that with the consumers and stuff, just go ahead and give PC and Xbox Wolverine and call it a day.
Somebody
But
floated
what am I?
Xbox. Somebody floated Wolverine, a silhouette of Wolverine, but it's like, I mean, it's one. It's literally one character with their own story because each character they come out with downloadable content and they explain it with Hawkeye. They have their own. They're not connected to the what is called the A-Day story that's going on. They have their own separate arc and story that you'll be playing with that character. So I mean, you're gonna get individual stories with every single downloadable character that's free, and you're not paying anything. That's why when people say consumerism, I'm like, you're not paying for these characters getting added to this game.
Right.
You're not spending any money. They literally said, Square this literally said that they're going to be free add-ons to the game. You're not paying anything for them. So how's it consumerism and you ain't paying nothing for it? You got the base game. You got the characters supposed to be in the base game, and you missing out on one story that you can probably go on YouTube and watch.
Gamers just cry about everything. Thing, boy.
But just feedback from the game because I watched a lot of coverage on it. To give an idea of like somebody that's kind of on the fence about playing it, a lot of people gave the comparison of it's Destiny meets God of War. The RPG aspect, like the kind of like the fighting style, you have counters and stuff like that. So and then the RPG system as far as like the loot and all that stuff. A lot of people say it's very Destiny like from the loot perspective and stuff like that. And a lot of people were surprised how much there is to do in the beta too. There's a lot to do. And when you scale up the difficulty on certain stuff, they say it really it gets hard. But
now compared to Ultimate Alliance,
some people throw out Ultimate Alliance too. A lot of people kind of, I've heard a couple streamers say Ultimate Alliance as well. You can't really give commands or anything like that like Ultimate Alliance. Somebody actually gave that as feedback to kind of give commands to your, because when you go in as a solo player, any characters that you leveled up through your single player game are automatically just added in at their level that you've kind of worked on them at. So
okay.
So that's kind of what they're doing there. I did get confirmation. We were talking about this on the chat last night. Hulk can get in the Hulkbuster. Anybody can step into it.
Oh wow.
So
okay, yeah.
So we got that. But nah, man, it looks. I mean, overall, it looks really good. I'm glad
it does. I'm looking at it now.
I'm glad there was good reception from it, from the game itself. I'm just like I said, I'm just really kind of like in my mind thinking of all the characters you can think of from a Marvel perspective. Like I'm so thinking about. I really want to. I would love to see how they would do Black Panther or Doctor Strange or what's some other characters I could think of? Just a bunch of characters I can really think of off the top of my head that just seeing how Black Widow moves. Black Panther's gonna be the shit,
man.
Black Widow. Hear me out on this. What if they do? Would y'all want a Black Panther game, RPG game, and imagine them doing a game based in Wakanda?
This would be
maybe like a Miles DLC type thing. Yeah. I can see that. Yeah.
This would be I would say this game would kind of be the tester for that, honestly. Like for these other characters, if they can come up with, because a lot of times with these games, like superhero games kind of fail, is the mechanics are all just all janky. Mm-hmm. Like the mechanics don't flow together. And if like how Spider-Man was with the reversal system, I mean, let's be real, the Batman Arkham games kind of is the blueprint for how fighting should be, especially if it's hand-to-hand combat.
Yes.
So a lot of people have taken that. They took that same blueprint over to Spider-Man with the counter system and the punching and all of that, and just on top of that, the only thing they did with the Spider-Man game, they just added an RPG element to it. And then now we have the Marvel Avengers game. saying I was wondering about the counter system, and somebody did confirm that there is a counter system in there with the character where you can counter certain move and like stun lock, like when you're fighting certain enemies and stuff like that. So that is in the game. I'm glad that I was wondering. I thought it was just punch, but it's not. It is a counter system in there, and so. But then you also have like just like I said, the loot system, and you can upgrade stuff, the different costumes and stuff like that are in the game, and they kind of show the cover of the comic books that the skins and stuff came from, where the inspiration from, just to show they didn't just make this stuff up. So, so I'm really digging it. I mean, I'm glad, and I hope it's something that they can just continue to build on and build on. It's if you're a Marvel fan and you've always wanted a game, or you've kind of like fantasized over like how DC Universe Online has been around for a super long time, you just wanted a Marvel version of that. This is it. This is literally it. So if you're a diehard Marvel fan, this is your game to pick up. If you've got a PlayStation and hadn't played anything, but you're a comic book fan, this is your game. This is going to be the fantasy for you to live out and be a Marvel hero. So
I do that every day anyway.
All right, man. So this is we're gonna bring NerdFlow podcast to a close. Please make sure you guys follow Instagram, Twitter, join the Facebook group, all that good stuff. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. All episodes when we go live on Sprinkr. Once we're done here in a couple minutes, all the episodes do go live straight to the YouTube feed immediately. So click that bell, give us a thumbs up on the video too if you like what you heard. And yeah, we will catch you guys next week for issue 148 of NerdFlow Podcast.
Hello.
We out.
All right, one.
Hello.
Goodbye.